Today it's time to do another flight on my Arrows RC Sabre F-86. It's a 64mm EDF that actually does contain flaps. So let's head outside and fly the Sabre. Today it's time to get my Arrows F-86 up. So I'm using all this grass field and it's really wet, so yeah, it got up really late. It's really difficult to get this one up in the air when the grass is wet. It's not too powerful when it's on the ground. And the F-86, I think it's a really great looking RC airplane. So I think it's fun just push this EDF bird. I also experienced that this one, I mean, it doesn't really like to go slow, and as I like to do kind of slower aerobatic moves, that is something that really doesn't work with this EDF, so I'm really pushing it. And in a way, that's why I'm not enjoying EDF RC airplanes as much as I do my like high wing or low wing RC airplanes with the prop driven. I think they are much more fun to fly. So of course this is a break from the usual prop driven RC airplanes, but and it's surely fun just to go around pushing it. It's a really nice EDF sound as well. But I've bent the landing gears on this F-86 just many times because it is, I mean, you really have to work on the landings to get them good. Either you just plop it down and you hit the nose gear kind of hard, or you hit the mains and it bounces, so it's not too easy actually to have a good landing. I mean, you get it down, but to have it done without bouncing, without damaging the nose gear, I think that is actually something that isn't too great about this RC, but I could compare this one to the X-Fly 810, which I think is a great performing RC airplane. I think it does actually handle slower aerobatics much better than this one. And when you're about to land, you can just drop the throttle and flare at the end, and you will have a good landing. This one, I don't really trust any Arrows RC airplane after all my problems I've had with them. So I mean, it is a great looking and fun one to fly, but still I do not trust it as much as my other RC airplanes. The timer is set for 4 minutes. And I can feel actually the juice is dropping pretty fast, so I gotta get this one down. There's a bit of a tricky wind today also, so I actually have to just find the right glide slope. More or less have no juice left. This is going to be like a dead stick landing. That's kicking flaps. Okay, so that was one interesting dead stick landing on these Arrows. So when you actually do run out of power with an EDF RC airplane, I mean, usually it doesn't end too well. So this time I did actually bend the nose gear on this RC airplane, and the nose gear is really a weak spot on this Sabre and also on the Arrows Marlin. So on this one I did actually remove all these gears right now, because this pin that goes from the servo horn, the servo arm, then down to the coupling for the landing gear, nose gear, it did actually just break because I had done a few flights on this one, and I had to bend this part, you know, too many times, and eventually the metal just gave up. And this is also a part which you might be able to find. It can be out of stock in just a metal pin, so a good thing, you can actually just remove this one and replace it. And I would just probably take like a 2.5 millimeter wire of some sort and make this part myself, because I think it costs like $15 or something. But I can easily do it from a few spare wires I have at home. So maybe this is a better option to have like this, like a hand launcher for this Sabre. And I mean, honestly, I have problems with all my Arrows RC airplanes. And I suppose that, I mean, I don't have any problems with the Arrows RC Bigfoot. It's just a great flying RC airplane. But all of the others, they have shown some odd behavior, really. But this one, I think it does. If you just go past like the weak landing gear, the nose gear in particular, and the landings that can be really difficult to actually have a smooth landing. This one easily bounces, or just you have a hard hit on the nose gear and it bends, and eventually, as I had done on mine, the pin, the servo pin, actually just will break sooner or later. So maybe this is a great hand launcher. I probably just will try next time to toss this one, and hopefully it will fly great. But I mean, it's a good one, but the landing gears could have been better, or it could have been easier to get down, because I think almost all users of this RC airplane will experience like nose gear breaking eventually.